So here is Johnny, and this is the advanced intermediate, which means we do dressage and show jump advanced and intermediate cross country. So this is the advanced test A. We came down the center line and I halted at I this time. Typical of Johnny, I have to kind of get on with it. We come across the diagonal to a medium trot. I kind of have to make sure my balance, I'm a little bit quicker with my half halts because he's a little bit just on the muscle. And we go into our shoulder in. This test actually helps him relax a little bit more, but he just gets a little bit excited about the rectangle. And now we cross diagonal for another medium. And make sure I can get my half halts in there to not have him go out of balance, so that was better. And preparing for the shoulder in, so the shoulders are off the track. That one was fairly decent. And now we go across the diagonal for our extended trot. So extended means the frame should open up and the horse is at full extension through its body. But again, he's a little bit on the muscle, so he kind of tips. I lose that balance and he'll tip a little bit and he catches himself. So something to always work on for that mark to be a little bit better. Now we're going to do our half pass. Have the bend around the inside leg. And then nice and straight down the center line. And then we have another half pass left. I have to make sure he doesn't beat me with his haunches. So I want to keep the shoulders leading. I got a little tense there. And he's trying to throw in some medium trots whenever he can, so I have to constantly be half halting him. Now we're doing our walk work. Overall, though, I'm pretty happy with how he is being. He's being strong, but he is still being rideable, so. We work on our walk pirouette. It was a little wide, but he stepped behind very clearly. And then we turn right at V. And now we have to do an extended walk. She's getting better and better because, for one, he is walking. And he's starting to take the contact a little bit better for the extended walk. Now we're working on the second walk pirouette. Have to get my outside leg. That one was a little bit better. It was not as wide. And then we're going to go into the right leg canter. And then directly into a medium R to F. That was pretty good sequence. I was pretty happy with that. And then we go into our half pass. The half passes to him, he tends to like. It is a form for him to get relaxed. And then I want to make sure I have him straight. And watching that he doesn't get too tight and low in the neck. And now I have to do my flying change between X and V. And that is the harder way for him. So he showed all of his tension in the right to left. He kind of just scuttled through it. And now we do an extended canter down the long side, which he was very ready to go gallop. and I had to make sure he came back at him. And now our canter half pass. Make sure he's nice and straight to finish that out. And now we're nearing the end of the test. So I have to do this short diagonal and flying change left to right. I want to make sure I get this change good. And he does that one lovely. And now coming down to the end of the test. So overall, he was strong and got a little bit on the muscle. But he's still rideable for Johnny, and so I was very pleased with this test with him. We ended up being tied for first with a 31.4, and I was very pleased with him. So now on to show jump. And again, this is set at the advanced height, so it's good practice. We come into the first fence, he jumps that great. And I want to make sure that I keeping my rhythm going nice and forward, moving down the line. And now we turn left for this double combination, and I took one too many strides back, which caused us to get that front rail of the oxer. And then we come to the triple bar, which you want to keep moving, and then you've got to balance for this vertical. He jumps that really well. Again, he is just a little bit on the muscle, but I like the feeling that he's ready to go. Now coming to this inside line, I want to make sure I have him balanced on the hind leg. Gets down there nicely in the 7. And to do an inside turn here, making sure that I stay up on my time. And this last line ends up being a bit of a gymnastics. I got to make sure I get down there in the 5. And he was really great. Just the one rail, but jumping super. Very pleased with him.
81 seconds, but unfortunately 4A comes down, so 4 will be added to Simply Priceless' score, written by Elisa Wallace and owned by the Simply Priceless Syndicate, number 607.
Now on to Johnny's favorite part. So this is the cross country, which is now at the intermediate level. So this is a little bit smaller than what our advanced cross country course would be, but this division is kind of nice when you're getting back into the season and get to practice the dressage and show jump, and then let them have a good go around the cross country. This was a pretty technical course, and Johnny hasn't really been out since February, so heading for the first 3, getting a nice rhythm. He's just like riding a bike. He's one of the most amazing horses I've ever ridden on cross country. So coming into this first combination of narrow tables, and kind of ride a little bit of the outside line, so he adds and does the 6. And now we head towards our first water. And you have this table kind of on top of a pimple here, so you want to keep the power. Don't really worry too much about the distance on the top, just keep riding forward and in balance. Jump to skinny, and then keep going forward to another pimple on top of the hill. And he does it great. And now turning towards the steeplechase. And he does that right out of stride. And now we head to the coffin combination, which is pretty vertical. He's such an experienced horse, he just wraps right around it, no problem. And We do a left-handed turn here to a big kind of chicaner type fence. It's got a ditch underneath it. And you just kind of keep on galloping to this. And now we head to another table. It really feels fantastic. He's galloping nice and uphill and in perfect balance to where I'm not having to adjust him too much. And I make sure I take all of the inside lines that I can. So even with this narrow combination, I had in mind to ride it in the forward 6. And he knows to search for the flags, and so he stayed directly in the center. And then again, just riding this inside line to this little chicaner here. It was moved to the prelim side because of light issues, so that's why it was a green number, not a red number. So now we have a long gallop kind of back to the end of the course. And you'll notice for the intermediate level, the numbers are white on red. And now coming to this combination of houses in the one stride. Again, he does that perfect. And now heading to another big table, but I'm able to cut off a lot of ground because one, I'm on Johnny, and so I can kind of hug this and ride to the left side of this table. And he jumps it perfect. But I was able to save a lot of time right there and not really going fast, just riding a super tight line. And now coming to the bank complex. So you're going to see I'm trying to get him back a little bit. I need more of a show jump canter coming to an up bank. And he makes this just look like a very easy grid. Kind of no problem. And heading now to another big table. Steps right over that. And then again, I'm going to make an inside turn, kind of as tight as I can, saving the ground. And he's very happy galloping along, ears pricked. I had to kind of get him back a little bit because he was a little too forward for me, coming to this drop into water. And he lands a bit stuck, and that's right where I lost my helmet cam. But that's all right. Just land and keep going. And now heading to this corner combination. So first corner to corner shall be in a 3 stride. And then it's a related distance to the next corner. So we can land 1, 2, 3. And then this is a bending 6. Again, he does that perfect. And then moving on to the 4. It's always such a pleasure to ride this horse. And now coming near the end of the course, we have just a couple more kind of just flyer jumps. And it was funny because I really wasn't paying attention too much to my time, but we were pretty close in the time. We were only 7 seconds slow, but he just really cruised around there very easily. And because we were in mostly balanced, and I wasn't having to adjust him very much, and I was able to ride the tight lines, we made the time. We were pretty close to optimum. So it was a super round, and I had a lot of fun getting to ride him again.
So we have a report that Joe has parted ways, of course, congratulations at the conference.